Welcome. Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty. I'm having some nice cold tea on what is turning to be a sunny day outside. It's definitely turning into a sunny day. Just giving my viewers a chance to get all logged in so we can get started. Why does it say Tea Time with Kitty? Good evening. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Dang, it's on that account too. Wow. Okay. Hey, Yanni. Make sure to hit the like button. Let's see. I don't think it lets me do that. Giving everyone a minute before we get started. Welcome. Hey, sister. Hey, sister. Welcome. Before I get started, I want to first and foremost send out some love and continued hugs and kisses and encouragement to one of my sisters, Diamond. She had her brother's homegoing service today, so I definitely want to shout out the Neil and the White family. We will continue to keep them prayed and lifted up in this time, in these trying times that no one ever wants to go through. Next, I definitely want to give a shout out to the children in Texas family, as well as the teachers in Texas family. The children lost their lives in such a sad way. I was just reading something that my cousin sent me, and it's actually stating, telling people not to go to the Walmart in Bowie. It also added like the Clinton Walmart in parentheses and Target because some white men were arrested and they stated that they are planning to do attacks on African Americans at Walmart and Target. So, just saying that, sometimes those alerted things come out to alert us. I definitely want to keep everybody safe, and our safety is more important than giving anyone a dollar. Giving Target or Walmart another dollar. So if you really don't have to go in those stores, I'm not sure how much truth it is behind it. It was just a text that came out, so it's better to be safe than sorry. So I definitely want us to stay safe. So that's a lot. Woo, side. That was a lot on a negative note. So on a positive note, first, let me give a shout out to Talil and Denasia, who will be. You missed it. I missed it. I don't know what she's talking about. You missed. That will be graduating from Friendship Collegiate Charter School on tomorrow. So they will be graduating from high school on tomorrow. So we definitely want to congratulate them. Good evening. Oh, so I received a text that to stay away from the Walmart was the first thing in Bowie, and to also stay away from the Target and Walmart in Clinton and in Largo because of hiding terrorist attack threats. And they stated that two white men was arrested for threatening to harm African Americans. Good evening, Dan, you and hey Pookie. So we definitely want to give a shout out to them. My brother's oldest daughter, Tabitha, she will be receiving her bachelor's degree from Towson University on tomorrow morning. So that's three graduations in one day. So we always should be happy to. Is Forestville cool though? They didn't mention Forestville, I don't think. But if you don't need to go to Target, don't go today. And she'll be receiving her bachelor's on tomorrow. So definitely shout out to my niece Tabitha. I'm getting to that 1 second. Definitely shout out to my niece Tabitha. This is my mother's second grandchild. Hey, Donald, to graduate from college. So there's definitely something to take note of. And don't forget to send me those other graduates' information, and I will make sure we capture them as well. I know I had my niece Jordan and my niece Layla. We're going to get them a bigger shout out with their school and all that good stuff when it gets closer to their actual graduation. Dayon is in a wedding on this Saturday, so you is going out to. Okay, you went to college. I said okay. So her second granddaughter to graduate from college, and let me correct it for Pookie. Okay, we will be heading to NOLA on tomorrow morning. And Yanni will be her first bridesmaid. So we definitely want to give a shout out to Khadija and Chris, who will be tying the knot on Saturday, right? So of course, y'all know I will be flooding y'all with pictures from all of the events. And this will be my final birthday trip for K month 2022. So that would be my final birthday trip. I'll find something else to do, but by the time I get back, May will be over. But I am gonna wear my shirts for y'all. This is the last bit I be in claiming it. Okay, before you're on. Okay, got it. Okay. No, congratulations, Ryan Groom. Yes, and congratulations, class. So today we're talking about, let's see where my topic is so I can read it. I'm working on trying to read it just like it comes in. Um, why does this not say? Okay, so today we're talking about cliques within cliques, favoritism among friends, part one, and part two will be next week with favoritism amongst family, right? So when you think about favoritism among cliques, what comes to mind? We all know what favoritism is, but what comes to mind when you think about favoritism among cliques? And I'm going to give you a chance to get the chatting away. Do we treat all our friends, and we're going to stay away from family, but while we're talking about friends, we're going to expand it a little bit if time permits, into co-workers, because sometimes people feel like there's favoritism in the jobs also. Treating some friends different than others, blatantly showing you care about certain friends more than you care about others. Pour into those that okay, pour into those into that's where I want to go at, because it's two sides to that, sister, right? It's two sides. So one is treating people differently, but then one is treating people accordingly, right? So we all know about the favoritism, and you all can continue to chat away with what you think about. But as much as we sometimes want people to treat us like they treat others, are we really being, I know, Paul, I got you, sis, and are we really being that friends to others? So I like to say myself, and using myself as an example, I am truly thankful for the support system that I have, like from my children to my spouse to my parents, my brothers, my sisters, cousins, co-workers who are like family. So I am my church family, definitely can't forget New Image. And I truly, even down to school friends, down to friends that you grew up with that I still have relationships with, and it's very, very important that those people really stand behind me. But on the flip side to that, I feel like I also pour into people, because some people does not realize how many people they don't have in their corner until they need someone in their corner. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to try to break it down into two sides, and Dayon, I want you to help me keep it broken up into which one we're going to go to first. But I really, really, really feel like, yes, friendship should be equal. But at the same time, some people don't really value you the same, so it tends to make people, not value you back. Donald retracted his. Bring it back, Donald. I love my friends equally or very close to equally. When I don't feel full of love towards a friend, it's for a certain reason. And at that point, I cut them off. Okay. I be pulling that. Okay. Are you meaning like a drink? Sometimes you just like some friends better than other kinds of like a natural vibe. Okay, so Trev, that's a very good point. Like sometimes people click a little bit better. With certain people, and I know that could be the same way with coworkers, because remember we're putting coworkers in. I like to give people my all, so if I feel like something is stopping me from pulling it to you, I just don't want to be bothered. So then we're gonna have to kind of work on that, because we want you to be bothered, right? So I am very outgoing, and like I was saying, I can only talk about me, and I want you all to share your experiences too. So with me, I try to be there for anybody as much as I can. And I started this before people was even being there for me, right? And it has been repaid. And the first time I seen it truly being repaid is at my 40th birthday. Like my sister circle was able to sell 100 tickets in a matter of 3 days. I think it was 3 days tops. They was able to sell 100 tickets, and this wasn't a little bit of money, right? This is about 7 years ago, and the tickets were $40. So $40 from 100 people in 3 days. That really showed me that when you give, you get it back, right? So let's see. No, laugh aloud. I like it that way. I have a good, healthy amount of friends, and I love being a good friend back to them. Right, because you get some people that, and sometimes it's personality. Everybody have a different personality, so I don't want to slight anyone's personality or offend anyone. But I just want to hear some examples from those who feel like, hey, even if it's not you, we don't want it to be you. You just want to text, but if you want to share a situation, because like, hey, you want people to support you, and you want people to be there when you need them. But if you really look back and reflect over yourself, have you been good to your clique? Ask yourself, have you been good to your clique? Because sometimes that you want your clique, and it could be it could be a birthday, it could be a loss of a loved one, it could be so many different things where people have a chance to really come and show up and show out for you, and you don't have any support, right? um and then that makes a difference, being the type of person that you are, right? I feel like my friend group is very supportive, and I do my best to do the same. I saw it last year when I was able to get most of my friends to come out to MIA for my birthday. Yes, you did. And I think that's something that I have really instilled inside of you and Yanni. Y'all kind of social butterflies. I think you're a little bit more than her. But I think that's what I want to hear more of, because if you feel like I'm that person, I'm at everybody's events all the time. I support my screen just froze. Okay. I support people all the time and I don't give it back. Then maybe you have to look into your clique and see if that's really the clique that you should really be a part of, right? You have to really examine that, because as much as you want to be this person, and me and my sister Midget talked about it years ago. As much as you want to be this person, sometimes your time there is not, because no one wants to keep pulling out and don't want to get anything back, right? So you'll sometimes hear people say, I don't like attention. I don't like to be the center of attention. And that may be people's personality. Me, on the other hand, I love to be the center of attention, and no more than the month of May. Even if it's not any other time, because like the Christmas is for the kids, but for my birthday, my birth month, I really enjoy being the center of attention. And if anyone has, known me, know that I'm going to celebrate you as well, right? Let's see. I think some people will mistake being equally yoked as friends as being tit for tat, and I do not think that that is fair. So that's very important. That's very important. So not so much as to be tit for tat, and we're going to talk about that in 1 second too, because sometimes people can only give you what they have. So make sure we're being mindful of that. So meaning that I am, financially stable. Let's say, I ain't gonna say if I was rich, but I like being financially stable. So because I may be able to bring one particular gift to your party, and someone else may not be able to bring the same type of gift, I think that it should still be weighed the same, because I'm definitely not the type of person that want 50-50 back. All I want is love, dedication, and support. And when someone's close to me, it means a lot. So if nothing else that we get from here, I really think that it's very important that you be your clique. You start being who you want others to be. I think this is okay. Group trip. Okay, group trips be difficult. They definitely be difficult. Not everyone can do the things for you that you can do for them for different reasons. Exactly. So friendship equality shouldn't be based on monetary material things. Definitely should not be based on that, right? Let's see. And also you have to understand that people can't always make it even though we hate it. Okay, so you want people to be understanding. So Nathaniel, what you saying, that give me some reasons why you think it's valid reasons why your clique is not showing up for you, right? Yeah, I'm in the center of attention. Okay, so you like, yeah, I'm the center of attention. Okay, so you like it too. Because you get some people that won't go to anything of anybody's. And if they do come, they got a Baba Jean face looking like they don't want to be there. But when something rolls around for them, they expect everybody to be there. Do you know that person that ain't really coming to nothing to nobody? I ain't got time. And I know you said, Pookie, sometimes people can't make it. And I know if you're a police officer, if you're a doctor, sometimes security, even with a job, Yanni had some time back that your job is more demanding. You don't have that nice, good weekend schedule. But I'm talking about those who don't never show up for anything for anybody. I don't have a lot of friends, but I have an inner circle, and in that inner circle, my friends are people that I can call my brothers because they've shown to have my back and support. Great, I agree, Yanni. You have to consider emotional support and being there when they need them the most. Very important. I like that emotional support because I don't ever want to lose anyone. I've lost people, but I don't ever want to lose anyone, especially my immediate family. And I thank God for every day because of that. But if I was to go through something that's trying, I don't need your card with money in it. And I may not even be in a place to talk, but I really would like to have support of people being there, right? All my friends are fathers, some single fathers. Okay, so because they're fathers, that may mean that they can't make it. So that's what you mean when they say they can't make it. Yes, I know people like that. I just sadly don't show up for them. But sometimes those people are disappointed. Like, what is your take of that? Sometimes people are truly disappointed. Like they're not able to process, hey, I haven't been to anything she had, and I had to stop that with baby showers. Okay. So Pookie and Yanni had their kids later. They both were close to 30, right? But people I know sometimes had kids younger, and so some of my friends and close family have grandkids that's almost teenagers, and mine are little peons, right? At least school age, right? So I would find myself going to baby shower after baby shower, right? And anybody baby showers, I'm just going to support. So I had a lot of little cousins who, may not have graduated from high school or college, so they didn't celebrate that, or they didn't have a wedding, but they did have baby showers, right? Like that's a common celebration that most African American families have, and it's a big deal, right? But I would go to baby showers, but when Dayon graduated from Hampton, and I believe it was in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, it was wall to wall people at the park because I have a really big support system. But some of those ones that were having 4 and 5 kids, and it's not the question of how many kids someone have, because as long as your uterus can hold them and you got the money, you got it, right? But what I'm saying is they didn't come out, right? So I said, well, hey, this is a big deal to me. The same way your child or your grandchild baby shower or birthday party is a big deal. This is a big deal to me. My daughter just received her bachelor's degree, right, in political science, graduated magna cum laude, right? So that was a big deal to me. So when I noticed that, I noticed, like me and my sister Sherry talk about pouring in who pours into you. And of course, some people had to work, but of course, some people didn't make it, right? Just didn't make it, right? And it's for various reasons. But like I said, I press. So I've been to several of your baby showers and you ain't making it. We ain't gonna revisit it, because if I can still make it, I'm gonna come if I can. But if I'm not gonna go out my way to cancel a flight just to be here for you, right? So you learn from that. And I just call them slow. I don't care if they don't get it. Okay. I am always there for everyone, even those I don't know that well. But those that didn't know will, okay, don't know will support more than so-called friends and family. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Um, that's embarrassing. And the reason why I never had not one baby, you is so silly, Trey. I'm gonna be there for whatever you and your kids doing. But so sometimes people, but then I have a positive story on that note, right? So I remember when I bought my first house, it was in 2002. So I think I've been a homeowner for going on 20 years. Next month would be 20 years been a homeowner. So and my mother, this is my mother being mean and negative. So I said, Mom, give me Uncle Mac number, give me Uncle Bush number. I'm excited. I'm gonna send all these people an invitation. So my mother told me, what you want the people number for? They ain't coming. Ain't no, but the people ain't got no time to come to your house warming. You probably don't even got no house because she told me that for a long time too, right? But you can't help but love her, right? And I said, well, just give us. I said, Mom, keep being mad. My father said, just give her the number. She want to invite the people. Let her invite them. If they come, they come. If they don't come, they don't come. And I had just recently started my church. I don't even think I was in my church 2 years yet because I think me and my kids when it got saved because the world's supposed to be coming to an end in 2000. Thank God for that skin. I think that's when we got saved. So it must have been like 2 years after that. And my church family. So I would never forget when I was getting ready for my housewarming. Y'all know me, know I'm a little slow. I wasn't ready. With me, I used to be doing everything, by myself a lot of times, but now I have a sister circle and I don't have a worry in the world ever, right? So I was, pretty much doing everything. My mother helped a little bit, but she wasn't helping too much. So my church family, and this is why I love this church and will never, ever, 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 ever forget my church. This is why I love this church so much. My church family came in from church. So I must have said that the housewarming was going to start at like 2 or 3, thinking that I'm going to come from church there and the church people could come and eat and all that. And I was nowhere near ready. They got in there. They got the frying the chicken, setting the table. My pastor prayed over every door, every doorknob. And to this day, we're still in that house, right? Pookie's still in the house, but we still have that house. But I mean, pray over. And this housewoman was everything 20 years ago, right? It was September of 2002. It was everything, right? And I'll never forget, everybody in my family just about showed up. And I ain't talking about family member with people making 6 figures. I'm talking about down to those who may only was getting TANF at the time. They went in a dollar store, they bought me dishcloths, they bought me tea towels. Like, it truly was awesome. And my mother was somewhere in the corner with her face balled up because remember, she told me wasn't nobody coming, right? And I mean, it was like really, really, really like awesome. And that's when I noticed for the first time that sometimes you get back what you pull in. And if you don't get back what you're pulling in, know that sometimes it's just a season because it doesn't mean move. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my closest people to me, my cousin Latrell, my little sister Tamika, my little sister Mimi, they were all kids at this time, right? But they pour into me more than none other. So sometimes it's all in a season. So it doesn't mean give up necessarily because you have to be able to weigh the situation. And then sometimes you have to understand maybe that's not the circle for you, right? People tell me all the time, oh, I love y'all sister circle. I want to join it. And I just smile because you got to watch energy, because we don't need nobody coming in that want to know who we go with. We don't want nobody to come in that's going to let our things that we're, no one's perfect. We don't want them letting our inner business out about who our baby father is or where we work at or what we happy about or we don't want all that in there. So you have to spend some time with us, trying to get tea, trying to spend some time with us because not only because I'm a really good reader of personality, right? But not only that, but I also need to let my sisters know because like we share a lot of stuff in my sister circle. So going back to that, right? My sister circle, they are great. And my only prayer is for them is that they will continue to be, because like I have a really, really strong bond with each and every one of them. And for the most part, they have a lot of unity, but it could be stronger. So that's like one of my biggest prayers is how do we get them to become more and most of the connections are not with me. Different people have brought people in, so it's not like it's my group. No ma'am, it's not my group. So everybody just about has brought someone in, right? But sometimes different people are people's persons, right? And I like to think of myself as a people's person. Only you all would know if I'm one, but I like to think of myself that way, right? And I try to present myself that way. But everybody's not. So, so we have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful of not waiting to get a phone call from your clique, but sometimes calling your clique. Just call and say, hey, just calling to see how you doing. Because sometimes you have to initiate healthy relationships. So if the relationship is worth working for, you have to initiate it. Don't wait on it all the time. You sometimes may have be the change to your friendship. You may sometimes be the change to your organization, your job, right? Because like we said, we know jobs have cliques also, right? And sometimes you get a promotion based on being in a clique. And that's why I say all the time, hey, I was able to come to DC government, didn't have no friends or family. And I'm thankful that I was able to soar because I had my bumps in the road there, right? So being able to soar and get through it, like learning, helping people learn to respect you, because like my biggest issue was I would say anything out of my mouth. I got it from my mother. Anything I was thinking I would say. But I had to learn that sometimes You don't have to say what you're thinking. No one wants their feelings hurt, right? And everyone wants to feel good, especially amongst their clique, right? Especially amongst their group of circle, right? So let's revisit that. Let's focus on not looking at the picture. Oh, it's cliques inside a clique. They do this together, they do, and that's sometimes the case. And as Yanni pointed out, sometimes you have to distance yourself because maybe that's not the clique for you, right? But other times we need to invest more into the clique, right? We have to invest more into the clique. Thanks for the, is that a clap? Thank you. We have to invest more into the clique. And what does that look like investing into your clique? These are my sisters. I know that this sister right here don't have a job right now, and I'm going to reach out to her to see what I can do. Like I don't have much, but I'm going to reach out and do something. My nieces and nephews, I don't miss a birthday with them. Like, I don't miss a birthday. We're going to get into that piece of it when we get into the family piece. But I don't try to miss a birthday with anyone. Thinking about cliques, like, I don't try to miss a birthday. So we sometimes look back and we're very judgmental, and it's on a negative scope. Oh, they just clicked up. But try to figure out about it. Like, what is it about you? Because I'm gonna tell you, you could be a quiet person. My sister Flood is very quiet and reserved, but she's loved at our job. I love her as wild as I am. Our personalities are pretty much nothing alike. We clicked many years ago. Flood, if you are still there, do you remember how me and Flood? Let me let y'all know how me, because y'all know I like to be transparent. Let me tell y'all how me and Flood met. We met about 15 years ago, right? And I hope she's there, so laugh with me, Flood. We met about 15 years ago. And Flood is quiet. You ain't gonna get too much out of her. We was working at A Street, and her kids was doing a fundraiser because her sons was always her sons was always doing into sports. So they did fundraisers and all that good stuff. So I don't know what I was buying, but I ended up writing a check. Now y'all know I'm delivering from this kind of stuff now, right? Because this was over 15 years ago. But I wrote a check for the little fundraiser thing, and it bounced, right? So Flood had to come downstairs to me and tell me as nice as she could that my check bounced. So and I wasn't responsible back then, so I found it funny. But she's laughing. But of course she got her money back. But we have just clicked because I know how quiet she is. She's like my best friend Camille. Like, I know how quiet she is, right? So to be able to come downstairs, like, how would you all have dealt with it? I just want to hear from you all. To be able to come downstairs and tell somebody they check balance and get your money back, like, would you have done that? Because I just want to show you how different type of ways you build relationships, right? And I always supported a fundraiser, but I ain't bounced anything other than that. I probably didn't write no more checks after that either. But that's just how different ways that relationships come together. So again, before we wrap up, first and foremost, I want us to examine our cliques. That's step number one. Examine your clique. Step number two, to identify if that clique is for you. Now, when you're identifying if that clique is for you, don't find negativity. Like, don't try to fight negativity with negativity, right? Don't do that, right? You continue to be you, and then you just start observing and start reviewing to see if that clique is for you. Then we get to the point where step three, and I hope that no one, really has really has to get through having a leader at click is step two. So we're gonna get down to step three, and step three is investing into your click, right? So ask yourself, when is the last time you picked up the phone and called a friend, right? Right, and of course, in any clique, there's going to be cliques among cliques. We all know that. Some people are closer to others than to others, right? And that's fine, right? Because different personalities, like me and Yanni may be closer because both of us have a toddler. So we like going to the park together, and going to the park together, we spend more time together. Me and Camille will have to hook up in some type of other way because Camille Kaya is 19 and my baby says 1. So it's not going to be much that me and Camille can do with Kaya and my baby, right? So that's what I mean by pulling into your clique. Call them up. Hey, and the thing about it is admit when you're wrong. If you had an oversight, say if there's something you're supposed to do, or you can make an event. I couldn't make it. Pick up the phone and call them, right? Because the main thing that I know people do is when you don't do right by them, they look to see how you treat others. That's how we determine that people got cliques amongst cliques. Okay, so you ain't pick up the phone and say nothing to me for my birthday, but then when Diamond birthday came, you got her a cake because people are watching everything, right? Watching everything that you do. So therefore, you have to invest in your clique. Like if this is yours, you're owning it. You have some allegiance to the people in this group. You all have been together for some time. Whatever the case may be, invest into it because any relationship takes work, right? Some are healthy, some are unhealthy, some should stay, some should go. When we think about relationships, we focus solely on a spouse. But outside of it being just a spouse, relationships are with anyone you interact with, your supervisor, your staff, your co-workers, your church members, your family, your friends. All those are relationships. So we have to learn to make our relationships healthy, right? So I'm going to get ready to end this here. If you are a part of a clique, and or if you're on the outside of a clique or you feel like you know the part of the clique that you are in have you on the outside, either examine it to see where you should go with it, to see if it's something that should be ended, or to see if it's somewhere else you need to be. So as always, thank you all so much for sipping with a sister. Part 2 will be in family. I know we hear people talk all the time about being a black sheep of the family and what that looks like. We're going to get some ideas and suggestions on that as well. And thank you all so much for sipping with a sister. And I see you all next week.